Boys and girls, here's a story about your old friend Felix the Cat and the thinking hat. Listen.
Felix the cat, the wonderful, wonderful cat. Whenever he gets in a fix, he reaches into his bag of tricks. Felix the cat, the wonderful, wonderful cat. You laugh so much your sides will ache, your heart will go pit-a-pat. Watching Felix, the wonderful cat.
Oh, Felix is coming home. He's real happy.
A package!
Addressed to Felix the Cat.
Dear nephew Felix, after 50 years of being the greatest detective in the world, I am retiring. I am sending you my most treasured possession, my thinking hat. Wear it, and it will get you out of trouble. Your loving uncle, Perlock Jones of Scotland Alley. P.S. It's nice when it rains, too. P.J. I'm a detective.
Felix has put on the hat. He pulls out his badge, Junior G-Man.
Now I can use my badge.
And his gun.
My gun.
He looks at himself in the mirror, admires himself, and what do you think happens?
Ready? Draw.
The gun from the mirror fires right back at him.
Gee, what a draw. Now let the crooks beware.
He's walking out in the street and he passes a sign which says...
Rock Bottom, eh? Oh, I think I'll give Mr. Rock Bottom a ring. Let me
Felix
see
looks up his
now.
number in the phone book.
Carpenters, chiropodist,
He's looking it up.
crooks. Here it is, Rock Bottom.
He starts to dial, and here we are at Rock Bottom's house. It's an old house. There's Rock Bottom sitting at the desk. The phone rings.
Rock Bottom here. What? A private eye? You're gonna do what? Ho, 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 ho. Okay, chump. Come and get me. Another cop? Why do they always pick on me? Can I help it if I'm a crook? I am just the product of my genes. My chromosomes are made of jumping beans. My ego is in panic. I'm almost schizophrenic. I'm insecure and live beyond my means.
Open up in the name of the law!
Felix is knocking on the door. Shoots right through the door.
Why, I can write too. Come in, chump.
And Rock Bottom shoots through the door, too.
What the why-yo?
Okay, Rock, come quietly.
Rock presses a button. A trapdoor is sprung. Down comes a 1,000-pound weight. It just misses Felix. Oh, boy, does it hit the bottom. Now they're firing at each other with wire and grape juice. Rock is mad. He's coming at Felix. He falls through the trapdoor.
Okay,
And now
Rock,
Felix
roll.
is taking Rock. He's going to take him off to the police station, but suddenly Rock disappears.
Huh?
Oh, there's
Where'd he
Rock
go?
now. He grabs Felix, and he's tying him up. He gets him fully tied up, and
Now for a delightful little spin.
he's put Felix in the cement mixer.
Boy, I finally got Felix into that cement mixer. By now, he's part of Route 77.
Rock is happy.
Felix.
There's Felix.
You're late.
Now Felix is chasing Rock, and Rock tries to escape. He's running across the country, running across mountains as fast as he can. He's now in the desert. There are cactuses all around him. He's trying to get away from Felix. And now Rock is in a big carnival. He's trying to escape from Felix still, and he suddenly comes upon a game where they throw baseballs at people's heads. And Rock accidentally puts his head in there, and what do you think? Felix is throwing baseballs at Rock's head. Wham! He hits him one, and Rock is smacked right into a shooting gallery, and there's Felix with a gun, and who do you think he's shooting at? He's shooting at Rock again. Bang! He gets Rock, and Rock starts running away from Felix again, trying to escape from him, and he comes to a place where they're building a big building. He jumps on a girder, and up goes the girder. 10 stories, 20 stories, 30 stories, 40 stories. He thinks there's Felix! And he jumps down and tries to escape from Felix, and Felix is looking at him, laughing, and Rock has fallen on a girder. Up! He's just safe for the moment.
Felix, no!
And now Rock is just teetering on the edge of falling, and he falls! He's falling, he's falling, he's falling. Wait, a hook is coming down, and it catches him just in the nick of time. And you know where Rock has fallen? He's fallen into the water tower of a theater where they show moving pictures. Splash! There he goes. Down through the pipe, and at the bottom of the pipe, who do you think is there? It's Felix again. Out comes Rock. And Felix chases him again, and Rock tries to get away from him. He jumps into another pipe, and do you know where he lands? He lands right in the middle of the theater, where they are showing a moving picture. Who do you think is up there on the screen?
Felix the Cat,
Yikes.
the wonderful, wonderful cat. Whenever
And
he
now
gets
Rock
in
is
a
trying
fix-
to escape from Felix again. He's running over the heads of all the people in the theater, but Felix is chasing him. He's chasing him outside the theater and down the street, and Felix is running after him. Wait, Rock suddenly stops.
Cops! Millions of
Sees
them!
a lot of policemen are coming right at him, and he starts to run the other way.
Okay,
Now
Rock,
Felix
reach.
is there, and Rock has to reach for the sky. He's captured for good and all this time. He's being marched to the city jail. And Felix puts him in the cell, and he locks the door, and he says, "Look outside, Rock," and there, a whole big bunch of policemen, because it's the annual police picnic.
Radio!
And now, boys and girls, here's a story about your old friend Felix the Cat and the great rubber racket. Listen.
Felix the Cat, the wonderful, wonderful cat. Whenever he gets in a fix, he reaches into his bag of tricks. Felix the Cat, the wonderful, wonderful cat. You laugh so much your sides will ache, your heart will go pit-a-pat. Watching Felix, the
Here's
wonderful
Felix
cat.
passing a hardware store and going into a toy shop. And there's a big rubber ball on the counter. He picks it up, bounces it, but it doesn't bounce. He tries it again, and still it doesn't bounce.
Hey, this ball doesn't bounce.
That's right, Sonny. No more bouncing balls and balloons. A gang of crooks hijacked all the rubber trucks. They've cornered the rubber
Oh,
market.
Felix is mad.
Hijackers? Crooks? I'd better start working on this case. Lucky I've got my badge with me.
He puts on his badge. Oh,
Hey, kid, wanna buy some hot
that's
rubber
rock bottom.
balls?
Hot rubber balls?
Yeah, right off the boat. Hey, that badge! You're a cop! Nah, you're too young. Here, take one on the
and
house.
he gives Felix a ball.
Gee, thanks.
Not at all. Courtesy to the law.
Felix bounces the ball and it explodes.
A loaded ball.
And Rock is
That'll let you,
laughing.
copper.
I don't like the looks of that guy. I think I'll shadow him.
And so Felix follows Rock.
Hey,
He's following him.
what
Suddenly,
the-
Rock catches
Why,
sight of
that
him.
little copper shadowing me.
And Rock grabs Felix by the tail. Poor Felix's tail. It hurts. Suddenly, he smells something. And he follows the smell.
What a funny smell. Smells like rubber.
And what do you think it is? It's coming from an old abandoned warehouse.
Warehouse. Abandoned.
goes in. It's a factory.
A factory. Rubber
That's
balls
what they make in this factory.
and balloons.
And Felix goes over to a place where there's a rock bottom.
It's just a little toy balloon. You try to blow it up to reach the moon. You huff.
Now the balloon that he's stirring is getting bigger and bigger. Bang! And it breaks.
The whole thing blows up in your face.
And Felix thinks that's terribly funny. Oh, now Rock Bottom has caught sight of Felix and he's chasing him all around the factory. And he tries to grab him. He looks for him. And he spies Felix in a vat. And he grabs him and he starts to pour rubber on him. And poor Felix is all covered with rubber.
I'm a gumshoe.
And he puts Felix into a machine, a balloon blower, and poor Felix is being mauled and maltreated.
Felix.
Oh, poor Felix is there he is, he's coming out.
Stick his nose into a rubber racket.
And now Rock Bottom figures that that's the end of Felix, so he leaves the warehouse. But it isn't the end of Felix, because you know what has happened? Felix has been sealed in a balloon, and the balloon comes out the chimney, and Felix flies away in the balloon, and now he's flying through the sky. And he tries to get out of the balloon, but he can't do it. He's sealed into the balloon, and now he's passing a bridge. Looks like the George Washington Bridge, as a matter of fact. Now he's going under the bridge, and he's flying along through the sky, and he almost makes a landing on a pointy tower, but misses it. Now he keeps on flying. And who do you think is in the tower?
Now I've cornered the rubber market. The kids will pay dearly for their balls and balloons. My factory is the only one in the whole...
It's the professor. He spied Felix.
A balloon? From my factory? And what's that inside? Why, it's a cop. It's Felix.
The professor gets the phone and dials, who do you think? Rock Bottom.
Yes, Rock Bottom here.
Rock, listen.
What? A cop? Yeah, boss. Yeah.
Rock rushes out as fast as he can. He's got to find Felix in that balloon. He jumps in an airplane and takes off, and he goes in search of Felix. There he is, flying high into the sky. You hear the jet sound of his plane, and he passes right by Felix in the balloon and sees him and turns around and comes right back at him and lets some torpedoes go, trying to knock poor Felix right out of the sky. And now he's firing at him with a machine gun, and it's going right through the balloon. But you know what happens? The balloon turns into a parachute, and down goes Felix into a chimney, and you know where he lands? Right in the old rubber factory. There he is in the rubber factory.
Caught in the act. You know the penalty for stealing rubber? It's the works for you. The works. Wrap off, I say.
The professor has caught Felix. He tries to get him off the parachute, but the professor falls into the vat, and there he is in the rubber mixer. The professor is now in the rubber mixer. And Felix pulls a lever, and down comes a beater. And the beater is beating poor old professor in that rubber mixer. And now he's in the rubber softener. And the professor wants him to pull the other lever, but instead of that, Felix pulls the lever that is softening him up. And now comes a derrick and grabs the professor and puts him into a machine to make beach balls. And you know what happens? The professor is made into a beach ball, and there's the poor old professor. Oh, he's a sad-looking professor now. And Felix thinks this is awful funny. He's won out again.